What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. So, I'm going to get into Vince McMahon because WrestleMania 38 is coming up, obviously, and they're having a little problem selling tickets in Texas. They're trying to sell out 2 nights of 100,000 people.
Why are we still doing 2 nights?
That's what I said.
Okay, now, look, me and Pine had this debate before, and I said that at certain things, in certain circumstances, I like the 2-night format because they be trying to get everybody on the WrestleMania card, and no 5-6 hour shows ain't doing it no more.
I agree with that, but it's just...
I agree with that, but then again, I guess I just still find it. I guess sometimes everybody don't need to be on the show. I don't know.
Look, if they had some restraint, that they were supposed to, I would agree that you can just have the 1-night show. But unfortunately, they don't. They want to try to get everybody on the card. Everybody does not belong, to be honest with you, on the card. Mm-hmm. So, I gotta say the 2-night, and some things have benefited from the 2-night. Sasha and Bianca main event in WrestleMania would never happen if it wasn't a 2-night show. Because they main event on Saturday, when Roman, Daniel Bryan, and Edge main event on Sunday. Okay. And honestly, if there was a 2-night for 35, Kofi Mania would have main evented. Because honestly, after Kofi Mania and that, nobody else cared about the rest of that show. Mm-hmm. Name something after the Kofi Mania and Dan Bryan that you cared about at WrestleMania 35. Because the whole triple threat women's main event match, that was the big... It kept botching. Nobody cared about that match.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, nobody really got into Triple H versus Batista in the street fight. I'm glad Batista got his last match. It was an entertaining street fight, but I mean, nobody really cared. Did anybody remember curling on Baron Corbin? No. Did anybody care about face Roman Reigns versus heel Drew McIntyre? No. That's what I'm saying. After Kofi Mania, it sucked the life out the building. Everybody was just there for another 2.5 hours. So that's why, that was saying, but there has been rumors, because from the rumors of Stone Cold even coming back to WrestleMania for a possible match, which I don't think he's going to do that after 19 years still, but and have Undertaker in the Hall of Fame and all these.
Hey, all I'm saying is, I heard he's rumored to be appearing on 316 week.
Oh, that's right. That is coming up.
That's probably where he'll start his, program if he's having one.
If he is having one.
Oh, excuse me.
Because right now the WrestleMania card is looking bad. Okay, I'm just being real. We got the 2 matches which they did clarify it's going to be a title unification. We'll get into that later. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, because it threw me off guard that Vince McMahon was going to be on the Pat McAfee show, and I was just like, why? I said the same thing too. But once again, Pat McAfee knows how to.
He probably seen all the praise Brock was getting on it.
You said what?
He probably seen all the praise that Brock was getting on it.
Well, see, Brock was relaxed. Pat McAfee, has a way to, relax people and stuff like that.
Bro, Brock was doing Stone Cold impressions. This man is a menace.
Yeah, I'm just saying he was relaxed. That man was doing good. So, I don't know how relaxed Vince is going to be, but I was
probably
just like,
not at all, but yeah, sure.
I was just like, okay, well, they're probably going to try to shoot an angle, and the rumor is, because what is penciled in is a Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee match.
I absolutely hate the idea of this.
I agree with you.
Now, really, real quick, just a real quick idea. Even though I still would hate this idea as well, what if Vince just got Austin Theory to do it? If Vince is just in his corner?
That's the rumor I've been hearing, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
also,
that
still don't care.
I still don't care, but that would be better than seeing, a 76-year-old man get beat up by Pat.
I mean,
this is a man who pulled his shit trying to get into the ring 20 years ago. He bet not.
The last match Vince McMahon had at WrestleMania was the terrible match he had with Bret Hart at WrestleMania 26.
Yeah, because Bret couldn't take no bumps.
Bret couldn't take no bumps. He decided, I'm just going to whoop your ass this whole match. And just, basically asked me to go do
And then
it.
the Hart family just beat him up.
It was Vince versus the Hart family, for real. And it was just like, it was just not a good match. And not saying Vince McMahon's matches are great anyway. I'm just saying, but when Bret Hart can't take a bump, he's just going to beat him 11 times with a chair and put a kind of a sharpshooter on him. Yeah, the match was bad. And I'm like, I don't see where, like, once again, next week on the show, after I actually see the interview and see where they plan to take it, because Pat McAfee can make a sly remark and talk about, so why ain't people watching WWE? You know what I'm saying? Bring some realisticness into there. But the whole Austin theory.
You gonna have AJ Hart.
What you say?
You gonna have AJ Hart.
AJ. I don't necessarily know, but so it just puzzles me, because right now they are really when you got stuff like this, it shows me that Vince McMahon is looking at his roster and says, none of you millennials,
none of you know where the brass ring is at.
None of you millennials can sell tickets at all. So we're not even gonna put you guys in matches. So, I'll start with you. How do you feel about that?
About Vince wrestling at 76 years old?
And Pat McAfee of all people, because you would think that with Pat McAfee, because look, Pat McAfee has showed Pat McAfee's pretty good. Pat McAfee was in a War Games match.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I think about all the moves Pat McAfee can do. Vince can take 0 moves of Pat McAfee. I just noticed that. Pat McAfee can do a jumping suplex off the top rope. Vince is not taking that.
First of all, I don't think Vince is going to take his swanton. Pat McAfee's actually pretty good. Like, honestly, if Pat McAfee was DLC for 2K22 coming up, over Machine Gun Kelly, I'd be like, yeah, I'll wrestle Pat McAfee. Him and Bad Bunny have been excellent, or at least within the past.
Well, because they seem to have, like, they took it seriously. They came in and was just like, I'm gonna learn, and like take the craft seriously. That's the difference when you have somebody who comes in, they just like take it as a joke, and somebody who actually like works. But this don't sound like a good idea at all. There's nothing about this I want to see. Not a single thing.
I mean, for us fans, no. It really try to get for the younger fans. But there are some older fans. I have a couple of friends that be like, yo, Vince is wrestling, and they will turn into, I'm not going to say no names.
No, we must discuss this off air, because who?
I'm not going to say no names, but this has happened before.
Where is that Snoop Dogg gif when I need it?
Yes.
Who?
Because I remember this person called me talking about, so Shawn and Triple H versus the Brothers of Destruction at Super Showdown.
Saudi Mania.
It's Saudi Arabia. And I was like, you excited about that?
I need to know who this is now.
I said,
for sure.
190 years of age in the ring. Masks were falling off. Shawn Michaels is bald. They didn't catch him. Like, all that terribleness. No, thank you.
No, bro, this ain't it.
So, yeah. I'm really scared of this. And I still don't know if they're going to reach that number of getting 100,000 people. I mean,
I don't think
they're
so.
going to lie about it.
They're going to tell us it is.
Buy one, get one free. So
I just don't think it's, because I don't know. Maybe it's just not appealing. It's like, bruh. Also, if you really think that bait and switching folks to make them think that you're gonna get in the room with Pat McAfee is gonna make 100,000 people buy tickets, you got another thing coming, sir.
No, they're trying to load up this car, which I get, but once again, if you don't, it's like it is hard to sell out 2 nights of 100,000 people in Jerry's World.
Yes, I mean, I agree.
Wouldn't that be as hard if you were able to book your people in the right matches?
Or if it was just one night.
Like I said, even if it's still one night, but once again, you got to be able to book. They don't have enough restraint to do one night, and I'm saying you know that. and the restraint of even having one. You've sat at them long WrestleManias before, and they wear your ass out. So to be able to have the restraint that because the pre-show got to start at 6, and you got to do a 2-hour. Now if it's because once we start to do the 7:00 stuff, so the pre-show starts at 5, and you got to get like 3 pre-show matches out there, John. Then you got to go from 7 to 12. That's a work shift.
I mean, well, yes, that does wipe you out. Like even as a fan, just sitting there, but it's just like you said, everybody's not going to get on the WrestleMania card.
Everybody shouldn't get on the WrestleMania card.
Everybody shouldn't get on the WrestleMania card. If we could have, if it really was a special thing, like you had built up enough matches that make sense just to have the ones that really mattered, then maybe, sure. But now it's like, now what?
now they have like WrestleMania Friday on SmackDown.
Yeah, like what is going on?
Yeah.